Hey, there's my big giant head. Hi, everybody, it's Big Ed Mustafa. Welcome to another episode of Adventures After Dark. Thank you to Eldolith for the kind words and the setup. Glad to be here tonight. I've got a cold, fresh and crisp Coke Zero ready. And I hope you have the cold, crisp, and refreshing beverage of your choice. Even if you do choose to drink Pepsi, it's okay. I'm glad you're here anyway. I will again be continuing the adventures of my namesake character on Crick Hollow, my guardian, Big Ed Mustafa. Zinger and I wandered into Wildermoor and started driving back the forces of darkness there last week. Who dat? He too cheerful. Could call Druid's Fire, speaking of Pepsi drinkers. Eldolith says, all right, lurky turkey time, off to have a snack and relax. Ski's excited to see me. Hello, Ski. Ski is enjoying regular Coca-Cola. Always a delicious choice. I used to be a regular Coca-Cola drinker before I switched to unleaded. And I would have been here sooner, except it took me a minute to figure out I hadn't entered my Lotro stream key into OBS and actually fired up and apparently started streaming on my own channel, which none of you would have seen. So here we are. I still have a wee bit of a cough. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if it isn't allergies rather than that lingering chest cold. Druid's Fire says, Ed used to drink regular Coke until he took an arrow to the taste buds. That would hurt. I would hate to take an arrow to the taste buds. I am in for law. So we will dive into the Tedmits right away. I am sure I have plenty of... Hey, look who's there. It's my old pal Zinger. And against his better judgment, Zinger has even agreed to fellowship with me. I'm sure he will regret it soon enough, but I'm glad he's here. We'll enjoy his company for as long as it takes for him to realize the horrible, horrible mistake he has made. So what do we have? We got plenty of ripped cloaks. We got some ornate sheaths. Ooh, punctured shields. Those aren't the thing here. Fantastic. Remind me to sell all my punctured shields. Ripped cloaks. Remember to do your task item turn-ins every single day. Task item turn-ins get you experience points, reputation points, Warsteed experience points. You earn titles, you can earn cosmetics. You can actually level up just doing task item turn-ins if you're close enough. And there's probably a couple of other things. It's just a good thing. But the most important thing that turning in task items will get you is extra pack slots. It's a good way to clean out the inventory, and it's more fun than just selling the stuff off to a vendor. Oh, task item limit reached already. I won't be able to turn this in. Not a big deal. All you have to do is open it up, click cancel, And you're golden. It'll reset in 5 minutes, but I can't turn it anymore until tomorrow. So I'm golden. Let's see what the hobbits have for us. Simple rally horn. Very exciting. Doesn't look like anybody typed that into chat before it popped up. So we will not be giving the free car away tonight. Hopefully somebody will get a chance to win that next week. And what's that thing? Burglar's Dagger. Don't need it.
Do you have need of our assistance?
I do have need of your assistance. I would like you to buy some junk. Let's see, weaponsmith scroll. Nope, metalsmith scroll. I might actually be able to use that now. Let's open it and see. That is fantastic. I am learning a new skill. I'm so proud of myself. You're never too old to quit learning. Remember that, folks. It's a good life lesson. Bent wing. Emeralds. I was threatening to throw or sell all my punctured shields. It's a pure Ritter mark. Minor Steed Legacy. I'm pretty sure I don't want the Minor Steed Legacy. Goodbye. Walnut sapwood. That's a pretty nice vitality necklace. Oh, that's one of those bugged ones. It's 120th level. Like, wow, those are really good bonuses. Well, I'm only 35 levels away from being able to equip it. Punctured shields, I can sell those now. Don't need them. What else we got? I think those 73rd level task items we'll go ahead and start cleaning out. Oddly enough, the bent metal maces I'm going to keep because I've got almost no rep in Dunland. I think I'd kind of skipped over Dunland. And I may go back off stream sometime and just work on rep. I like Dunland actually. I don't know why I skipped it. Other than I thought maybe I wanted a war steed. Dunland is a huge area with lots and lots of quests and things to do. Zinger is maintaining his vow of silence for tonight. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's take a peek at Discord. You're here? Hi, how's it going?
How are you
boost your
doing?
volume. I'm good. Could you sing "O Canada" for us while I adjust your volume?
Just for geeks.
Perfect. That was a running joke on my stream Wednesday. Everybody kept apologizing for stuff, and I said, everybody who's not Canadian, please quit apologizing. It was hilarious. Or at least I thought so. One of my coworkers just had to fly out to Philadelphia, and we moved some customers' sand storage equipment from SunGuard disaster recovery site out there to one of our locations here in Omaha, and I asked him how the cheesesteaks were, and he did not eat a cheesesteak. He said one day he was out there, he didn't even get a drink of water the whole day, he was so busy. So, can't imagine going out to the city of brotherly love and not at least trying the local cheesesteaks. Mistake on his part. I think Zinger and I are off to go look for Thrim's farm. Geeks Tour appreciates your call out there, Zinger, and wishes us both a happy Friday.
Yeah, they fixed that issue with the whole level thing with the last patch, so that shouldn't happen in the future.
And that came out Wednesday with the Mirkwood update to the legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So how was your day?
Really good, actually. After squeezing in almost 60 hours in the first 4 days of the week and working 14 hours yesterday, I had today off.
Nice.
Mrs. Mustafa and I went to lunch. We went out to the airfield, but our own home airfield here in town. We're getting a new runway put in, and the construction people actually showed up and were prepping the runway for new road bedding. So we couldn't fly there, so we watched for a little while, and then decided to fly out to a different airfield and hang out. And we met one of our friends out there, and he flew while I prepped my plane. And then when I had the batteries all charged up, I was doing my pre-flight checklist and discovered that I had a bad servo in the wing. So that was highly disappointing.
These are desperate
Didn't
times
get a chance
for the
to fly.
Rohirrim.
But then we went to dinner, and dinner was yummy. So even if
What'd
I'm
you
not
get?
flying well, I am eating well, and that's important. Sorry, what was the question?
What
I am afraid
cuisines
of what
did you
is
sample
happening to
tonight?
these lands.
Tonight we went to a local place called Green Belly, and it's mostly like supposed to be healthy food, I guess. I had a salad called the Blue Belly, and it was romaine lettuce with grilled steak and Parmesan roasted potatoes and tomato and blue cheese pieces. And
I do not know
Italian
if we will
dressing.
survive this onslaught.
And I think that's everything that was in the salad. It was quite yummy. And we ordered something called buffalo hummus, which I wasn't sure what it was, but the other choice was cilantro hummus. And I don't mind cilantro, but I didn't know I wanted any in my hummus. So we ordered the buffalo hummus
These are
instead.
desperate times for
And
the
it turned out that
Rohirrim.
they just mixed in some Louisiana hot sauce into the hummus. And it wasn't too bad.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim. I do not know if we will survive.
Dinner was
this
yummy.
onslaught.
We got to hang out with friends, and it was a good day.
Sweet.
Not too shabby. Garrett checking in. Legendary Big Ed Mustafa and chat crew. Ski says, I love airports. Well, these are for the little tiny model airplanes. I have one with a 5-foot wingspan. I've got to replace one of the servos in. Summon him if you are ready to go to the other farm. Let's see what's in the backpack. Cash and more ripped cloaks. Alright, shall we head up the road?
Sure.
We ride. You've arrived at Gearfirth's farm, and it's been ransacked. All of the barnyard animals have been molested. I suspect Alapenya.
Looks like there's a solo warband nearby. Want to do?
Yeah, let's go take him out. We ride for Shum. Aurora Ember checking in. Hello, Big Ed and Zinger. Hello, Aurora Ember.
Howdy.
Aurora had quite the night Wednesday. She started scoring goals left and right in Rocket League. Including, she had 2 winning goals in 2 different overtime matches. I suspect things might be starting to click for her. Cuthbald's farm. Gore's checking in. Hi, Gore. Nice goals, too, in overtime. Exactly. I don't remember for sure, but I think Gore might have scored a goal or 2 as well. And I got distracted and Zinger rode off, so I gotta go find him now. We ride for that one farm over there.
I am afraid of what has happened to these lands.
Now we're off to another farm. Dude, I'm looting stuff. Manalof has passed away due to his injuries. Farewell, sweet Manlioff, we hardly knew ye. Yep. One of the nice new features of the 64-bit client is it has a stress tester, and if the game thinks you might be too tired or fatigued from all the adventuring, it'll just stop and give you a little break, give you a chance to catch your breath. So that's pretty exciting. You know, sometimes you have to stop, smell the flowers, sip some Coke Zero. It's all good. Yeah, on Wednesday nights we've had a bunch of Lotro players getting together to play Rocket League. Since we're all mostly MMO geeks, it helps like even out the teams. And we're back. Speaking of which, Hard Hit checking in. Hi, Hard Hit. Roar Ember got herself Coke Zero as well. I think one of the things I'd like to do at some point is move Snookums so he's not right in the middle of my screen. That dialogue box right there. I'll wait till we stop at this next farm here. Give me just a second to adjust my AI. For those of you who haven't played with AIs, I believe it's just Control and backslash. There you go, and you can rearrange your user interface just about any way you'd like. And I'm going to swing that up here. Put it right there is a good place for it. Escort Vitals 2. You know what, I'll just put it there. That's a good place. And then when you've moved around whichever element you'd like, you just hit Control/, again, and it's saved. You're good to go.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
I also do not know if they will survive this onslaught.
I do not know if we will survive
Use
this
the
onslaught.
horn on the road south of Thrim's farm. We ride for the horn.
I didn't realize people were actually going to be learning something this stream, too.
I'm all about educating the folks. This is around where he said to use the horn. Did I ride too far? I did. Can we not use it mounted? No, I had just ridden too far. Okay, hello, Otter. Druid's Fire says they actually learned stuff in my stream today. That might help me get through the Helm's Deep epic battles. Ooh, you should hang out with Zinger for those. He's quite good at them. Gravity as well. And we're going looking for another farm. And it's going to be over here. This is the one with lots of stuff going on, if I remember. Pinned under debris. He's okay, though. He got up.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
We ride for Thrim's farm. Made a highlight of that bit specifically. Specifically, I can spell. Zinger wants to get in on some of this looting action.
I do not know if we will survive this onset. I am afraid.
Find out what has become of Edag's farm. We ride for Edag's farm. Use your words, Druid's Fire. And we got multiple quests. Leaving a lasting mark. Matron of the Pack. Salvage. Trained with cruelty. And now collecting poison barrels too. Druid's Fire just did all of these yesterday. Are you a big fan of Wildermore, Druid's Fire? What are we burning with the torch, I wonder? Oh, tents. Ooh. Druid's Fire says it was okay. I like Wildermore right up until Balewood. And then it just gets a little tedious. I'm kind of a whiner though, so your mileage may vary. Edith Eldora agrees with Ed. Balewood is a bit much. It is no fun wandering around lost in the woods when it's freezing out, even in Middle Earth. And you know what? I think I might restart with the 32-bit client. I wonder if it would let me come back to where I'm actually at, or if that would really jack things up.
Are you just crashed again?
Yeah.
Oi.
Exactly. The only thing on the screen is my face. People will flee Lotro stream like rats from a sinking ship. So let's see what happens when I switch back to the 32-bit client, shall we?
Should be fine. It should just be whatever settings you had, from your 32-bit.
I would hope so. Geekster says, look out, rats! If they would thin out the trees a little, it would be less of a pain. Druid's Fire was focusing on the epic in Wildermore, so blazed through it pretty fast, mostly focusing on stuff that catches you up on the epic and gives class trait points. And we're back. I had tried brightening up my video settings because when I go back and I look at the YouTube playback, the video looks fine when I'm playing it, but the YouTube playback looks dark. And I wanted to brighten up the YouTube playback, and maybe I can't do anything about it from the game client. I don't know. But it is what it is. How do you eat river rat? Well, first you got to cut off the head and the tail, and then you got it, and then it's all a matter of the sauce. Ski is wise. Trained with Cruelty is complete. Org pups. Warg Riders. Three of 3 on tent burnings. Okay, salvage for the greater good. Returning the favor. I need one more poison barrel. And avenging the lost farmers. I need to kill some more mounted wargs.
Yeah, I'm working on that one.
Alright. I'm clueless on where that last barrel of poison is. Mrs. Mustafa is wandering by. Hello, Mrs. Mustafa.
Hello.
Zinger also says hello. And now I see another orc tent glowing, which is weird because I thought I finished burning them all. Mrs. Mustafa has been very fussy today.
Oh, I was told that there's nothing on the screen on the stream. Apparently.
Oh, that's because I've got to switch the client. My apologies. I forgot I had to reset it when I did the 64-bit client too.
Thank you, Ski, for letting me know.
Yeah, that will chalk that up as a derp. The funny part is I have the screen up and of course didn't bother to look over at it. Let's see if that does the trick. Hey, who knew? Ta-da! If it's any consolation, y'all didn't miss much. Poison the meat. This is the real reason why we're at war with the orcs. Mankind fears their advanced beef jerky technology.
Apparently, you also need to click on the corpses of any of the workers.
All right. I absolutely hated poisoning the pups. The adventures are after dark. Only I am in the dark. You should not be in the dark, Aurora. Mrs. Mustafa is suffering from allergies. She was talking to her friend Pam the other night and basically forgot to come in and check on me and left me without any Coke Zero. I made a joke that I was wondering if anybody had any idea how to deport a Korean. And somebody was like, oh, that's horrible. I'm going to tell her you said that. I once told her that in the event that I were to pass away before she does, I want her buried alive with me to serve me in the afterlife like a pharaoh.
2 bodies over here to click on.
There is very little I could say that would shock Mrs. Mustafa. Over by Zinger. Thank you. What are we getting from these dudes?
Like their armor, I believe.
Okay.
What do you have left here to do?
I need 2 more pieces of armor.
Okay.
Were those riders?
Mountable.
Was that the... Okay.
Yeah. You can mount up and find the
Hi,
final
Daphne.
one.
Yeah, they're usually easier to track down on horseback. Okay, let's return to Otter.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Ooh. I think that was a rep boost. Completed, friend to the Wildermore.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim. I do not know if we will
Collect
survive
farm
this
tools and
onslaught.
repair broken fences. Hopefully somebody forgot a sandwich in this backpack.
I think I lost you in Discord.
Yep, that happens from time to time too. Most folks would find that welcome relief, but Zinger was kind enough to let me know.
One day we'll find out what's going on with that.
I always say Discord is worth every penny I paid for it. And I don't know if Kryles is out there. He was kind enough to ask about me in my personal Discord text chat. Thank you for that, Kryles. As previously mentioned, I am getting better. I actually got 5 hours of uninterrupted sleep this morning.
Only took a day off work to do that.
Hmm?
It only
I am
required
afraid
you
of
had
what is
to
happening to these
not have a day
lands.
of work to make
These are desperate times
Exactly.
for the Rohirrim.
grass on them.
Thanks. Where'd we get
Thrim's
ported to?
farm is on the verge of recovery, but the efforts of the work hands may be for naught should the Warg Riders return.
Do not let
Our
any
mission is
farmers
dire.
die.
I'm not used to a combat instance that we can both enter.
Yeah, that's a nice change of pace, isn't it? What is that sound? Warg Riders, here they come. Are we going over here now?
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Defeat Thrim's defend Thrim's farm from the final assault. cannot escape. We have you surrounded. Your kung fu is no match for ours. Urzoom is indestructible, and with his artifact, will conquer all. Captain, kill this man. Completed. Thrym's farm. They burned the farm. Good news, old man.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Collect a log of
The
wood.
White Wizard has taken everything from us. The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Send the messenger to Dunfast. Hey, Zinger.
I was gonna go chop my own wood.
True story, for some reason, actually chopping wood is supposed to be some kind of huge testosterone boost for men. It just strikes me as very strange. If you were putting in fence posts, you'd be making exactly the same sound and motion. Not a testosterone builder. But splitting firewood is. I have no explanation for that. Can only report the facts.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Orange settles another town? We're going into use the forger.
Welcome and well met, my friend.
Do you need a one-hand weapon? It's not an LI. It's just a okay-looking weapon if you want.
I've been using a two-handed weapon. I don't know I've got a one-handed LI that's good. So I've been running two-handed. It's fine. I'll pick up something eventually. Besides, if we make the jump to Western Rohan, like everything else scales up significantly, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I as soon as like I could get a level 8 D6 weapon, I just upgraded to it over whatever I had. At least it used to be that way. I don't know if it's changed since they did like the rescaling of stuff.
I guess we'll find out soon.
Ooh, you could probably also finish your fishing tonight. You were pretty close, weren't you?
Yeah. It's been slow going. Normally if you get up to 90, those last 10 points aren't that hard to get, but they have been for me for some reason.
If you want to do some fishing in town at the ice hole when you can.
Do I want to do some fishing? Of course I want to do some fishing. And I want to do some inventory management.
Yeah, I'm headed to the vault to drop off a couple things.
Ripped cloaks. Another metalsmith's recipe. We ride for the Vault Keeper. I hadn't checked. I might have a couple of trait points to spend. I've got one to spend. And I can't spend it because I have my whole basic trait tree finished. So I need to get another trait point, and then I can spend it.
Do you have your virtue paid trait thing like properly? Do you have a thing that you're earning?
No, that's a good question. Actually, I haven't really looked at how to use that. Let's
And
go
it's
over
nice
that, shall we?
Yeah, in the last patch they added it. Like all the defensive virtues have a little shield, all the offensive have the sword, and like a bunch of the virtues, the stats change, so they're pretty good.
Okay, cool. I've got all of the... Maybe I don't. Maybe it's been a long time since I've spec'd this guy. Or maybe they actually changed what these all do?
Yeah, I mean they changed. I don't know if they completely changed all the virtues, but several of them they did kind of revamp them, like the stats and whatnot. And obviously they added passives to all of them.
Well, like 3 of them used to be might stats. And now I'm looking at them and none of them do might anymore.
Yeah, basically, I think Zeal is now good in Light 1. Valor's probably good for any DPS. But basically, if you look, below all the swords, anything with a sword on it is going to be offensive related, and then you just want to find, ones that work for you. Same thing with the defensive virtues.
Oh, Zeal is now might?
Yeah. Zeal's like kind of like the determination for, might classes. I think Wisdom is the white classes. But everything's like very like the defensive ones just only have defensive stats. I don't think there's any. Maybe there's a couple here and there. I thought that they were all like. Yeah.
I'm seeing mostly defensive stats now. Weird. So the ones I had equipped, I had 3 that boosted might and 2 that boosted vitality. And now I only see 1 might virtue on the whole list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that because the way I always use virtues was as a defensive thing. I kind of see virtues as more of a defensive to cap out or to give you a bit of mitigations and stuff.
Physical mastery is better than might now anyway, isn't it? Edith Eldora asks.
Yeah, I believe that the stat contributions are less than they used to.
Very interesting. Yeah, I hadn't really spent any time looking at this stuff. Well, Zeal gives both might and physical mastery. So if you have something equipped, do you also get the passive bonuses for it? Or do you only
I
get the
believe so, yeah.
passive bonuses if you don't have it equipped?
No, I believe that passive bonuses apply whether you have it equipped or not.
Okay. Well, I took discipline off. That was resistance, incoming healing, physical mitigation, and maximum morale. So determination gives a big physical mastery rating. So even though I don't need the agility boost, that may not be the worst thing in the world. Alright, let's see what I don't need. Physical mastery on valor. Finesse, critical. Morale, critical defense. Healing, armor, vitality.
And then obviously, weight is a new virtue. Offensive.
Yeah.
Seems to be kind of a finesse. Great. A little bit of everything.
So how do I level that?
You just have to click on the two so that any virtue experience you gain goes toward that virtue.
Oh, and you can only be leveling one virtue at a time?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting.
And then once the earning virtue caps out, I think, and it's it depends on your level. So you can't get 60 of a virtue at level 50. I don't know what the caps are for, but it's depending on your level for that current cap. And I think once it caps out, the earning experience goes toward maybe the next, one of your slotted virtues or something like that. But it's good to, there'll be a little notification if it caps out and you just select another virtue.
And what gives you virtue XP?
Basically anything that gave you a level virtue in the past.
Oh,
would
okay,
give
so
you
finishing deeds
virtue.
will give you deed
Yeah,
experience.
finishing deeds and I think end game dailies or something. And the whatchamacallit, the daily featured instance gives you some virtue experience. Effectively, they just want to make it so you can do any deed you want as long, and it'll go toward that instead of I have to go kill Grims and for a kill because I need this virtue.
Okay.
But when I did get my Sturgeon trophy over the last week, so
Congratulations.
I have all the group trophies. I don't think I've gotten the 50-pound salmon quite yet.
I like the Sturgeon Group Trophy quite a bit. I think that's a terrific looking wall hanging.
It's the largest one, right, of the three
Yeah.
trophies. Plus, it has like the greatest variety of looking fish.
Well, and a lot of them are big, impressive looking fish. I think the Darter Trophy has the same variety, but all the darters are relatively small.
Ah,
I mean, the Trout and Garter trophies are pretty spectacular looking too. I like them all. Not that that should surprise anybody. Alright, I have pack space. That is exciting. I'm going to sell some stuff.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Second tier deeds work. It looks like you switched your second trait tree. Did you set up your virtues for that? Oh no. Is that what I did? I'll need to flip back. Yeah, it's just me not paying attention again, Edith. Thank you for mentioning it. I'm not a smart man.
yeah, I think I'd like an option to maybe like track that virtue, like the experience, just like you can track other bars. That might be nice.
Oh, like with the legendary XP?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Just give me a bar that I can kind of see like my progress on it or so. So I know if I'm getting close to like maxing. Or maybe just like somehow like disable the earnings, so like any virtual experience I get just goes a little bit toward everything, or maybe toward my active virtues, so I can just completely forget about it like I usually do with everything else.
Perfect.
A little under a week until the summer festival. I'm sure
That
you're a
is
fan of that.
exciting news. So I need 3 high grade and 4 medium grade. We'll do a little bit of metalsmith guild crafting and then we'll move out. Here we go. task item turn-ins, crafting, inventory management. We're off to a blisteringly fast start tonight.
So, good weather for flying this weekend.
Not too bad. It's a little breezy, but overall, yeah, temperatures are in the low to mid 80s. It was pretty comfortable out today, and it would have been a nice day to get an airplane up in the air. I am out of Rittermark coal.
These lands are not to be traveled lightly.
And in fact, there's supposed to be a fun fly tomorrow, and I was looking forward on going, and now I don't have anything to fly, because I have to repair that plane I was going to try to fly today. Might just go hang out and eat grilled bratwurst.
Go crash somebody else's plane.
That would be okay. Ginger checking in. Hello, Ginger.
Hello.
Alright, I have crafted. You want to fish here in town or find someplace more interesting?
Yeah, your call. You're the master fisherman.
Yeah, I guess we can fish here. We should do it while I have the pack space. Well, that's a good start. I got a fishing point with my first cast. I'm at 197. And a 6-pound salmon, which would be delicious. I don't want you catching cold while we're fishing, so I protected you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You can't be too far away from 200 yourself.
Let me check. 184.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, got that 50-pound salmon.
Nice, really?
Mm-hmm.
Great catch. Your 50-pound salmon gives you the complete angler title, and it makes for a spectacular wall trophy.
Yep. Considering it's larger than a hobbit, yeah, I would say so.
Oh, I just got a 50-pound salmon.
Nice.
If you're looking for 50-pound salmon, apparently the fishing pond in Forlaw is chock full of them. Who knew?
They must have all been trapped in here, and once they cracked the ice open, they started flying.
Yep. Ooh, I got an exciting Netflix disc today. The Oscar nominated for Best Featured Animation, Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Hopefully it will prove to be entertaining. I'll play it sometime this weekend when Mrs. Mustafa is trying to watch Columbo.
So how was the Godzilla movie?
Not bad. It wasted a lot of time focusing on a family drama that nobody really cared about. The monsters were cool, though.
Yes.
I think the 3D helped a lot, making them feel like they were giant. Added that depth to the image. Geeks Tour will be right there. Apparently Geeks Tour wants to catch a 50-pound salmon. Oh, he wants to watch Into the Spideyverse. Alright. I'll have Mrs. Mustafa pop us some popcorn, Geeks Tour. Come on by.
You want the fan on?
You make yourself comfortable. I will adjust, honey. I would not mind if it were on. She's been freezing all day and now she's hot.
Yep.
Both salmon and the movie, please. Nothing quite like smoked salmon and cream cheese on a nice bagel. Oop, 198.
Lock some bagel.
For folks who've never tried it, think it's weird to eat smoked fish for breakfast, you're missing the boat. It's delish. Ooh, I got a hit right away. That was interesting. It was a pike. If you like salmon, type yum into the chat. If you don't like salmon, type cat food into the chat. We'll take a quick impromptu survey. I think salmon's terrific. I actually like some of the oilier fish. Seems like a lot of other folks do too. Ski and Geeks Tour were quick to fire off their yums. Deathany, not so much a fan. That's okay. We value a diversity of opinion here. Ooh, courageous carp. That might have been fish 199. I'm on the verge, Zinger. It's going to happen right here, right now. You folks watching Lotro stream are going to witness history.
Are you going to say that for every cast for the next 300 casts until you finally get it?
Yes, I will. 6-pound salmon, baby. We're loading up. Ginger is a salmon fan. Hard Hit likes his salmon. Could this be it? Could this be the magical 200th point of fishing? Is Big Ed Mustafa about to become Lord of Streams? Yep, he got it. That was the least spectacular ever. It didn't flash anything or say anything. I just heard a little ding and I saw the blue text in chat.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, that's disappointing. So let's see where we're at. What am I wearing for title? Sturgeon Master? We should start the rumor that it's good for 500 Lotro points to become Lord of Streams. Make active.
It's some virtue experience, too.
Dun, dun, dun. Is it really?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Big Ed Mustafa, Lord of Streams.
Nice. Just in time for 500 fishing.
Sweet.
I can go whenever, I'm just casting while I'm...
Okay. Well, let's go meet Sinberg. At your convenience.
There was a quest in a nearby building. I think it's like a small fellowship. I don't know if you want to do it or not.
What are we doing?
There's a ring in a nearby house, like in town, and it gives a small fellowship quest to defeat the Slayer of Garnoth. I don't know if you want to do it or not.
Yeah, let's do that too. Geeks Tour says 500 points. I'm in. Ginger says all of her characters are already at 200 fishing. That is terrific. Although I would say that's just a sign that you need more characters. Aurora Ember congratulated me, as did Deathany. Thank you both.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Okay, Slayer of Garnoth accepted. Lead on, Zinger. Where are we headed?
Oh, looks like the right by the stable is probably the. Oh, I think I had to turn in the messenger quest.
Okay. Everybody's character should all be at 200 fishing. It's like oatmeal. It's the right thing to do.
We'll go do that Slayer quest quickly.
Yep.
Hopefully it's quick. Yeah, I think I have maybe like 3 Lords of Fishing, 2 or 3 of them.
Big Ed should be at least my 5th or 6th. Oh, we discovered Garnoth's farm. Completed Farms of the Fallows.
Oh, there you go. Didn't realize we were missing one. Let's see, so that deed gave 2,000 virtue experience.
Nice. It's a corpse. You hear low rumbling growls approaching. He dead. Do we want to turn it in or move on?
Yeah, look, all the porters back. We can turn.
Okay. I'll hold still. Ginger says, I already have 20 for most of the servers. Okay, that's pretty impressive, Ginger. If you've got like 160 characters at 200 fishing, that's a lot of Lotro.
That even out tallies tally.
Yep, you make Telerian look like a slacker. I can't wait to tell him.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Was there any reason you cared enough about the epic to like go back and catch up on that or whatever?
Yeah, I always like doing the epic.
Just because I think we left it off in like Snowborn. I don't know. I don't know if you wanted to do that or just keep on questing.
Let's keep on questing.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going back and picking it up at some point. I don't know we need to interrupt what we're in the middle of right now, though.
Heading over to the Mead Hall.
I don't think she's in the Mead Hall.
No?
No, that's the whole point of the quest. We have to go someplace else and find her. That's why we're looking for her. She took off.
It's headed Lord Settle, right?
Huh?
You
Yeah.
have to go to-
Is that the name of the Mead Hall?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I know she takes off at some point and we have to go find her. I just thought we were there. That's why you're here, to make sure I don't do stupid stuff too much.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
And or
These
to
are
point out
desperate
when I
times
do
for the
stupid
Rohirrim.
stuff. Find Garnoth's farm. Alright, we ride for Garnoth's farm. Ginger says, I spend too much time in game. I don't suppose you log in through Steam, Ginger. Do you have any idea how many hours you've accumulated? That is a lot of Lotro.
Well, I guess we should have come here first. We're heading right to that where we were headed before.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Well,
Live and learn. We'll do better next time. Or forget again and do the same thing. Either way. It's all good. Ooh, weird. You seeing this at all on... Oh, you can't watch the stream, can you?
oh, I see.
I just fell through the planet.
Well, have a good trip.
At least I can show my horse's butt clearly. That's exciting.
Let me know when you end up in China.
Middle China?
Exactly.
We ride for Middle China. Well, at some point, either I'm going to hit the core of the planet or I need to type stuck, I guess. Of course, I'm moving. I don't know if that'll work.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work if you're moving. You might just have to log out, log back in. Maybe that'll...
Oh, there it caught me. Now entering Forlaw.
You didn't hit Korea or anything?
Nope, not Korea. That would have been too scary. I'm gonna get off of this war steed, I think. Now I'm stuck to this pole. It's weird. Avoid this torch pole because it's apparently a bottomless pit here for some reason. Very strange. Big trouble in Middle China. Hi, Doug Glendower.
I double dog dare you to do it again.
I wouldn't know how. You want to just... There we go. Now where am I? Okay, the stuck thing finally worked and I am now at the res circle.
Ah, okay.
Perfect. Someone should put up a sign, right? I think they'd at least put some police tape around the hole there.
Some kind of a void.
Doug Glendower is a recovering Lotro player and another member of the Rocket League Fun Club. And we got the Keeper, his lovely wife, to join us. She had quite a good time. I know, because she said it was really fun. Found Garnoth's farm. Look around for the farmers.
Nice.
And
I love
what do
when
we have
it
for
gives us
quests?
30 quests. to do.
Bovine Breakout. Urzum's passing. Preparing for a siege. And whatever this last one is. They deserve a better fate. Delarfin says, guess what non-Lotro game I now have? Galaga? DDO? Galaga and DDO are both fine games. I think Delarfin might be talking about Rocket League. Delarfin's been hanging out watching the fun, and I think she may want to join us. That sounds terrific. I can't imagine that the whole rest of the gang wouldn't be happy to have her with us. Gorf? Now, I've thought about DDO, but again, another MMO, which means a ton more alts. Yeah. That would be a whole thing. Ooh, hello, Moo Moo Cow. We are cattle emancipators. Delara affirms that she has purchased Rocket League. I would heartily discourage all of you from playing Rocket League. It will only distract from your Lotro play. In fact, the only time you should ever play any other video games besides Lotro is simply during updates and server maintenance. And even then, it's barely acceptable. Be like Ginger. If you're not playing Lotro, you need to be thinking about Lotro. And if your computer died and you can't play any video games, then you should be watching the Lord of the Rings movies. Or reading the books. Or listening to the books on tape. Farmer has been freed. No thanks to me. You must all be up here. I think Zinger's up here doing the Lord's work for us. Investigate the second footprint.
Should be somewhere over here-ish.
There's a giant footprint. I think we skipped the Commodore, or my brother broke it. Is it even possible to break a Commodore? I have completed quests of the Fallows. Alright, return to Forlaw and speak with the farmers. And no, you can't break a C64. One of these days I'm going to dig my Amiga out of the mothballs and see if it still works. I would like to get a video capture card and see if I could stream some of the old junk I have laying around. How much fun would it be to play Amiga games and Atari Jaguar stuff and TurboGrafx 16? Everybody'd be like, wow, Big Ed Mustafa's super old and he has a lot of bad video games.
I do not know if we will survive this
Cordova could
onslaught.
probably give you advice on.
I do not know
Streaming that
if we will
stuff.
survive this onslaught.
I actually hooked him up with Mrs. Mustafa's old Atari Jaguar.
These are desperate times for
Oh,
the
really?
Rohirrim.
Yep.
These are
He
desperate
was talking
times
on
for
stream
the
about how he had
Rohirrim.
most of the Atari stuff, but he was a poor, starving college student when the Jaguar came out. Who are we supposed to be talking to? Oh, back to Lawrence Spittle? Or Lawrence Settle?
Yeah.
And I have mine and my Jag CD player, plus somebody else gave me their Jag they weren't using anymore. Although I opened the box to look at it, and I don't think it has the power adapter or some other stuff. But it's nice to have a spare just in case. But Mrs. Mustafa's had been sitting practically brand new in the box for a very long time. So, thought, well, if Cordovan would have fun playing with this, then he is welcome to it. Geek Store used to play Jumpman and Summer Olympics on his friend's C64. It was awesome. There was a C64 left out in the Oregon forest and used as an ant colony. Touch of scrubbing, good hosing off, it booted up. Wayne Gretzky hockey on the Amiga was amazeballs. The Jag had so much potential. They made a lot of terrific games on the Jaguar. They made a lot of stinkers.
I'm afraid
But,
of what
I
is
mean, there's some
happening
good
to these
stuff.
lands.
It is a sad thing to watch your lands die.
These are desperate times for
Listen
the
to
Rohirrim.
Cinnaberg recount a story
I'm
of
afraid
friends
of what is
past.
happening to these lands.
Yep, looks like we're headed to instance play. Are you in already?
Yep. Session play. Yeah.
Session play. There you go. Power Drive Rally on the Jaguar was a lot of fun. Brutal Sports Football. Tempest 2000 was
Thrym
fantastic.
Redbeard, the champion
Alien
of
vs.
Forlaw,
Predator was
proudly
fun.
carries the hope of the people of Wildemore. He was one of the few to heed the call to defend an incoming attack on an early morning in Forlaw.
What brings you to these lands?
Why am I on a horse all of a sudden?
Because it's session mounted play.
Alright. Rip seems to be pretty powerful on horseback. AVP was the bomb diggity. I agree. Multiplayer Doom?
Are you gonna be checking out that new Doom game?
Doom Eternal?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get it. I really like the new Doom they did a couple of years ago, Doom 2016. I mean, it was all completely redone, the levels and the graphics and stuff, but it felt like an id shooter.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen the video of the ray-traced version of Quake 2?
I haven't.
I thought it was funny they had to go back to a 22-year-old game to find something that they could get to run well ray-traced. But imagine running Doom 2 on, or Quake 2 on a $1,200 video card and it gets 80 frames a second. Session failed. You will be logged out. Somebody got killed who wasn't supposed to get killed. Who cares about the ray-traced Quick Q2? I want 3DFX Lotro. Lotro on my K6 266 with a Q3D Raven card. I remember Riders of Rohan was what made me finally replace my HD 4830 card. I've got to get through this before we can move on.
Yep, take your time. Don't let him die.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to protect anybody.
Just kill stuff enough that you take the aggro.
Thrym Redbeard, the champion of Fallows, proudly carries the hope of the people of Wildemore. He was one of the few to heed the call to defend an incoming attack on an early morning in Fallows.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
I just kept popping the like that AoE horn anytime it was off cooldown. That helped. If we got Lotro on mobile, people cannot complain about not giving 200 fish. Fish on the train, fish in traffic.
Yeah, I just let some orcs get behind me. That wasn't that big of a deal. I am a bad guardian.
Our mission is dire.
HD 4830, that was boss in its day. Yeah, it was a good card. Once Riders of Rohan came out, though, forget it. It was a chug fest on that card. Had to move up to, I forget what the heck I was running. One of the HD 7000 series cards. That didn't last long. I moved up to an R7 260X after that, and then added a second one only to find out Crossfire sucked.
These lands were once so fair. It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
Inspect Thrym's Warsteed. Had an X800 XL, then I had a X1950 Pro, and then the 4830, and I think a 7850 maybe, and the R7 260X, and then I sold both of the R7 260Xs and got I got a really good deal on, where is his Warsteed? There it is. I almost rode past it. An R9 290. It's a $400 card, and when the R9 390 got announced,
These are
I was
desperate
able to
times
pick
for
up
the
a brand
Refugee.
new 290 for $250. It's like $150 off the normal price. And then yeah, once the R9 390 got released and everybody benchmarked it, they found out it was basically the same card, and there was no reason to discount the 290 that heavily. So the price actually went up about $50 or $75. The best time to buy a new video card is when its replacement has been announced but hasn't actually started shipping yet. The resellers and the board partners clear out their old inventory, and then when the new card comes out and it's not life-changing, everybody's like, oh, I'd rather just buy the old card at the discounted price, and then the price goes back up. So that's a thing.
It is a sad thing to watch your lands die. It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
All right. Do you still have the RX 240? No, I'm usually pretty good. I don't keep old PC hardware very much. Matter of fact, I gave Mrs. Mustafa's Athlon X3 system. She had an Athlon 2 X3 450 with a HD 6870 in it, and 8 gigs of RAM, and I gave that to our niece. She's playing The Sims 4 on it, quite heavily actually. Glad she's getting some use out of that. The oldest video card I think we have in the house, I actually have a R9 280 that was given to me for free by a friend at work. It's like, do you have any use for this old video card? I'm like, yeah, I could put it to work somewhere. And I've got an RX 580 and an RX 560 in my machine, and Mrs. Mustafa has my GTX 1060 card in the Athlon 1700, or Ryzen 1700, I'm sorry. Where are we supposed to go talk to her at now?
She's outside the
Oh, right outside? Okay. I keep getting ready to go riding off and look for her, and I need to slow down.
She's outside, wrapped around the side.
Okay.
Kind of overlooking the cliff.
That's my bad. With the Navies announced, there's some pretty good deals on Vega cards right now, and I've been thinking, maybe I want a Vega. I'll probably just wait and see. The truth is, since I only have a 1080p monitor, I don't really need a... The RX 580 does everything I could want it to. So, I have a 27-inch ViewSonic.
These are desperate times for the
It's a
Rohirrim.
TN panel, but it's 144 hertz with FreeSync. And it games spectacularly at 1080p. In fact, the irony is that in order to get smooth streaming, Chromite had me limit Lotro to 60 frames a second max. So I play at 1080p and stream at 720p, and it messes up the stream if you play at a lot faster frame rate than 60, because it just creates extra overhead for the transcoding. Now where the hell did I ride off to? Use the horn to call Sinberg at the west gate. So I just need to ride to the west gate, which is right up here. Okay, so I'm starting to pay attention. So from a streaming standpoint, if you don't control your video settings, you can have problems. You have called Cinnaberg. So it makes you get off of your horse to summon her, and then you have to hop back on your horse.
You probably shouldn't let these two see each other. They might explode.
They'll have to fight to the death. Only one can survive.
No.
I think that's the rule with clones, isn't it? I have to speak to her, apparently. And mine got stuck in town. R9 280. Yeah. It's not a 280X. I think it's in a pile of stuff out in the living room. It's an XFX card? Where is she? Apparently we only get the one between us. Oh, no, there she is. I don't know why she wouldn't summon before. You should ride with Cinnaberg along the northwest road into the Witchshaws. We ride for the Witchshaws. You've reached the crossroads. This is a good place to rest. Strange. Let us pause here. Something is not right.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim. These are desperate
Search
times for the
strange spire
Rohirrim.
to the north. New deed, quests of the Witchshaws. Strange sights on the horizon. Path of Nurzum. The violent slice of winter. Defeat Gimtog? Looks like Gimtog will have to wait. This is a good spot to look southward. Wolves from distant lands now prowl the frozen plains. Zinger went this way. Yep. So cold my horse froze in place. Or I'm getting lag.
Yeah, I'm getting some too.
We have defeated Gimtog. Ooh, I got 4 medallions for that. This is not a good place to look, it says. What are we looking for?
I don't know. I mean, I think it popped for me around here. Basically just going through the 4 cardinal directions around the spire. And
this is not a good place to look, it says. It's weird. Here's a good spot to look westward. Westward. Ner'zhum's footprints lead away, blah, 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 blah. Go north, go east. This is a good spot to look northward. The water of Isingmir are clear, and you see no signs of any artifact.
it'd be cool to get some housing, like in a snowy area or something.
Wherever Ner'zhum has decided to go, he has left Forlaw alone for now. Search the strange spire to the south. We ride for the south.
Yeah, I know it sounds like there's been talk about Rohan housing, but I mean, it's just like, it's more grassy housing. You know, some other kind of biome housing would be nice. Or maybe allowing for some kind of means to change the biome of your housing. Although it look really weird next to other housing.
Yep. Somebody bragged they were so hungry they could eat a horse, but they only ate half the horse. Just seems wasteful to me.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
And all of a sudden I can't track my mouse cursor anymore. There it is. Okay, I've got it now. White mouse cursor across the snow was tough to see. Smashed boulder. boulder. Dead messenger. Is this the guy we dispatched? He didn't make it. Pick up the messenger's missive. Read the missive. Immediate evacuation to Forlaw. Search the strange spire to the southwest. An unguarded enemy. Nurzum shadows. I think I'm looking for another orc tent to burn.
There's more around. I don't know why these orcs thought it was best to camp right around a giant icicle.
That was poor planning. Although it would make it easy to freshen their drinks. Maybe they are onto something. Find Cinnaberg at the outpost. We ride for the outpost.
More Cinnabones.
Cinnabon is delicious. You put enough butter and cinnamon sugar on an old boot, that old boot would be delicious.
Yeah.
We've made it to Dunfast. Tenuliel checking in. Hello, Tenuliel.
Hello.
There's no peer pressure, Tin, but your Division 2 buddy got Rocket League and is planning on joining us, so I'm not saying that you need to rush out and buy it. I'm just saying you'd be a fool not to.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands. I'm afraid
Explore
of what is
Dunfast.
happening to these lands.
Broken lock. The lock has been broken. Apparently a violent scuffle broke out in this home. Pretty sure this is one of those purge societies you keep hearing about. Spilled drink. The barn is empty, even the horses are gone. Crumpled clothing. The occupants of this shelter left no trace of their whereabouts. So make a note of that. If somebody from Dunfast ever asks to borrow money, just say no. They're good at disappearing. Ooh, pumpkins.
What's that, a cunning catfish on the wall?
Yep, looks like it. Could be a courageous carp. Let's see if we can get close enough to tell. Yeah, I'm going to say that's actually the courageous carp.
Okay.
Good eye, though, Zinger.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim. These are desperate
Search
times for the
outskirts of
Rohirrim.
Dunfast for signs of the enemy. We've got hidden goblins and stealth in the tree line.
What did you say to Tin before she didn't hear you?
Oh, I was just telling Tin that her Division 2 teammate just got Rocket League and is hoping to join us. I'm not saying you need to rush out and buy it too, Tenuliel. I just said that you'd be a darn fool not to. And actually, I think I was hosting Tesla de Panda on my personal channel before I started streaming tonight. I think she was actually playing Rocket League tonight. Although she has far too much class and good sense to hang out with the rest of us. But she would be welcome to join us too. Oh, you can track them, can't you?
Maybe. Sorry, I was looking at something.
No, that's okay. I was just planning on wandering through the woods till I triggered them. But I'm going to go join up with my hunter buddy and let him find them for me.
Looks like June 25th is when the Steam Summer sales start.
Nice.
In case anybody wants to wait until then, it goes on sale.
Yeah, a lot of times the summer and winter sales, you might be able to pick up stuff like the Lotro Quad Pack and different things for really good prices. One.
Just run around until it's uncle done.
That was my whole point. We have a hunter, so we shouldn't need to do it this way. You should be able to just track them. Excellent. Alright, we got 3 spies dead. Oh, more signs of the enemy. It's right back over here at the spire. Discovered the ice spires at Dunfast. Uprooted tree. Urzum looks to have pulled up strong old trees by their roots for no other reason but love of chaos. Traveler's loot boxes are fantastic. You guys should collect all of them and buy lots of keys. So that's what Zinger and I do.
That didn't sound forced at all.
I'm not a shameless shill. I just really like Lotro, and I encourage all of the rest of you to spend lots of money to keep it afloat. That's all. We return to Cinnabon.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands. These
Search
are
the
desperate
southwestern
times
wood
for
for
the
signs of the
Rohirrim.
refugees. Let's go find the refugees, Zinger.
I don't think I have a track for that.
Well, we could just sort of remember where they are and go there. Hello, squalid refugees. Zinger and I have come to rescue you.
Lands.
Thought somebody would have a quest circle.
Did you click on the thing over here?
Oh no, I just ran straight to the camp.
There's like a flag you have to click on over here.
Fool
Of course it sends you. Of course it sends you right over there. So.
Yeah. Snared cloak.
She wanted to let me hop on back.
Where'd Cinnaberg go? Oh, I guess we're fighting this wolf. Hey, Pookie.
Yeah.
Hey, you know the light switch for the lamp in the living room?
Yeah.
There's a box of crap there. There's a box in the box of crap that says RX9 or R9280. Would you bring it here? Cinnaberg believes that the search should continue south.
Yeah, Pulu.
Hiya, Pulu. Should be in that box of stuff on the floor by the lamp. It's an XFX R9280. You hear hushed voices.
This box.
Yep, that's the one.
Take it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of heavy. There it is, Doug Glendower. An XFX R9280. It wasn't a very popular model. I remember the 280X being out, and I think they came out with the base 280 as a slightly lower cost version. The problem, this is a very big card, and it's hot, and I think it's about the same performance as my RX 560, even though it uses literally 3 times the power. This is like a 250 watt card, and my RX 560 is a 75 watt card, which is why that's sitting in a box and not in a computer. Although at some point I'll have an opportunity to build a PC or update a PC for somebody, and I will use that card.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands. I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
King Cronus, a box of crap inception. Exactly.
A thousand curses upon the orcs.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands. The White Wizard has taken everything from us. There are not enough
It's the
curses in the
Saruman
world for
fan
the
club.
invaders of the lands of Rohan.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands. I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands. War is upon us. Down with Isengard!
These lands were once so fair.
Anyway, that's actually a pretty good lesson for you. If you are running a video card that's more than last generation, let's say GTX 700 series or R7, R9, 200 series or 300
I'm afraid
series,
of what is happening to these lands.
Cards that are a couple generations newer can create the same or faster gaming performance with way less heat and energy use. You know, if your card's still working and you're happy with the frame rates, there's not really any reason to have to upgrade. But if you're having trouble with your computer running hot or getting adequate cooling, a new video card goes a long way towards helping. In fact, I had a weird issue when I updated from FX 8350 to Ryzen 7 1700, I had that same R9 290 card that I bought to replace my 260Xs. And the problem was the video card had been fine and had always run within spec and didn't have any issue, but it could run so much better on the new CPU that it started getting throttle limited and revving up to full fan speed. The FX 8350 couldn't drive the video card hard enough, but the Ryzen 7 1700 could. And when I was benchmarking it, I noticed it was hitting like 93 degrees Celsius and throttling back, and you could hear it spinning up and down. And I was trying to figure out the best way to deal with it. It was like, boy, do I need to move from a mid-tower to a full-tower case and get 5 or 6 case fans in it? What do I need to do? And I realized that the best solution was sell the R9 290 and then just buy the GTX 1060. I went from a 300 watt card to a 120 watt card with basically the same performance, and selling the R9 290 paid for almost all of the GTX 1060. So that was much cheaper and easier than completely rebuilding the computer into a new full tower case. Collected wolf pelts. So that's a thing. Is this game good? Fat Gay YD. Yes, Fat Gay, it is a terrific game. If you're a fan of the books or movies at all, it is a wonderful, wonderful representation of Middle-earth. And there's tons and tons and tons of content, and it can be played free to play. It's well worth subscribing to if you find yourself enjoying it. But, you know, it's up to you. You can go either way. So yeah, game kicks ass. You look like a god. How popular is this game? Swaggin' Liz? Pretty popular. What I see on Twitch, it has like 60,000 followers on Twitch. So that's pretty popular. That Gay Yard says Mallow. King Cronus says, I have a GTX 770. There you go. So your card would be about the equivalent of a 960 King Cronus or a 1050 or 1050 Ti. So in fact, with the new GTX series that just came out, a 1660 non-TI card is just a hair over $200 and would probably give you noticeably better performance. So if you can sell your old 770 for any kind of cash, might be well worth the upgrade. And anything above a GTX 1660 is going to be way faster than your 770. Hey, sweetie, do you know if we have any more Coke Zero in the fridge?
Why don't you go get it?
I was just asking for a friend. What am I missing? Check crops for spoilage. I only have 5 of 10.
There's
Search
some
for
crops
the 4th
over here.
cow. Oh, there they are.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know if my card is good enough for this game. Swaggin' Liz, yeah, you won't have any problems running Lotro. This game will run well on very modest hardware. In fact, you don't need any video card at all. I imagine a Ryzen 2200G would probably run it just fine on the integrated graphics. Quick show in chat. Are any of you playing Lotro on Intel integrated graphics? Just type Intel if you are. Okay, we got the crops. Well, the fourth cow is what I'm looking for. He's up the hill.
Yep.
My TI-83 graphing calculator can run Lotro. You'll be fine. Can you run on a Mac? That's a great question. I believe the answer to that is also yes. I don't recall that there's a native Mac client.
Grab it.
Thanks, sweetie. Again, she's a little fussy tonight. Hey, it's the cow. Hello, cow.
Yeah, you may have. You may have to run through wine or something. I don't know much about Mac, so I know there was some kind of recent. Maybe it had something to do with the whole bit stuff going on or something. But I do believe you can run it. Yeah.
They just celebrated their 12th anniversary, so the game looks great, it plays great, it's fun, but it is not particularly demanding from a hardware standpoint. And that's not a bad thing. Can you kill people in this game? We need PvP. Swag and Liz says, I don't know if my Pentium 2 can run it. You are not wrong. But yeah, PvP is a thing. There's
How
the
could we possibly
Ettenmoors,
survive this?
and you can play as a creep or a free people. And there's plenty of players killing monster players out in the Ettenmoors. In fact, there's some talk that at some point we'll be getting some new updates to the player versus player system. Popular though it may be, the developers are always looking to make it better. Will you PvP me? Absolutely. There's player versus monster player. There's also dueling. So if I said something ridiculous like, a guardian could totally kick a hunter's butt, Singer and I could duel and he could prove me wrong right here and now.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Fate of the livestock.
It is a sad thing to watch
The Day
your
the Giant
lands
came.
die.
Oh good, more session playing. Can you guys duel so we can see the PvP? Yeah, the dueling wouldn't really show you what the PvP is like.
Now that the refugees from Dunfast have recovered their strength and their hope, their tale must be learned.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Listen to your neighbors. Singer, I heard that Big Ed made you. Said your hat made you look short.
Oh, it's on.
Like Donkey Kong. Terrible rumbling shakes the earth.
I am afraid.
Search near the windmill for the source of the rumbling. We ride for the windmill. Find that you have not the will to go further, you are too afraid, brave though you are. Back we go.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Evacuate everyone. Run for your lives.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Nothing to evacuate in the barn. I think it's sweet that Swag and Liz and Fatigy Yard they're kind of macking on each other. I am delighted that you two found each other through the magic of Lotro. There it is, it's love.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Who needs dating sites when there's Twitch?
Yeah.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
You two should go camping. Break the lock on the locked house.
What is this world coming to?
Some exhilarating combat.
It's almost like playing Mortal Kombat 12. Fatality. Yeah, it is Pride Month. I don't know that boys and girls hooking up is okay. I used to think that men falling in love with women was a good idea, but ever since I married Mrs. Mustafa, I'm starting to think it was a mistake.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
The search for the missing man.
Sad thing to watch your lands die.
The fisherman,
The
unaware
White
of the
Wizard
threat.
has taken everything from us.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Find the owner of the empty home. Well, I'd agree that she made a mistake. You, however, Big Ed, got lucky. I don't disagree. Still have no idea why the woman married me. She must have lost a bet or something. I have no idea what she was thinking. Ayathit's hideaway. Hello, Ayathit.
These lands were once so fair. It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
Back to his house. Did I just ride to the wrong house? I did. That conversation had better to find somewhere else to be, you two. Sorry, let's get back into the game. Sorry, Druid's Fire. Please, we need to be social. Ice Cold Fragment is very similar to the formations you see on Nurzun. Back to the old man. Goofy old lady, hello.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us. The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
There is a story behind the stone fragment uncovered in Dunfast. An old and dark one.
Still have a little bit of a cough, goofy old lady, but yeah, for the most part, I'm better. It was a year ago or so, and it was a fine green day. So this dude's favorite band is Green Day? Might have misunderstood that. Ooh, I wonder if we can fish this instance. Old Wanderer.
I think he went out on Discord.
Yep, okay. There, that's better. Yep. So I don't like fishing with mouse. Oh, I'm dropping loot. Ooh, I caught a carp. Three-spined stickleback. You can fish in the CD acid water. Mice are very poor bait for fish. Hi, Eldolith.
I cannot fish Saruman, unfortunately.
Oh, you missed it, Eldolith. I got Lord of Streams. Hit 200 fishing on Big Ed earlier tonight. Carndoom and Angmar. Oh yeah, I know, I fished in there. In fact, I accidentally died fishing. I was on my hunter, and she jumped up on the rail to fish over the side of one of the bridges, and accidentally jumped too far. I'm not a smart man.
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
Giving my eyes a short break, North Mirkwood is killer on them. Not many people can die while trying to fish. That takes skill. Exactly.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us. The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Fun fact, most fishing fatalities involve drowning. What's happened is the fishermen go out and they have to tinkle, and they try to lean over the side of the boat to pee, and they lean over too far and fall in the water. Be a sad way to go. Not the least of which reason because it would interrupt your fishing. You must defeat the White Hand Siege Leader. So if you're going to be fishing and you don't want to fall in the lake when you're tinkling, the thing to do is just get a plastic wiffle ball bat and cut both ends out, and you can use it as a tube for going number one. No, you don't have to lean over the side of the boat to water the lake.
Life hack.
It's a lot harder to pee off the back of a boat as a lady. You are not wrong. Singer's up this direction. Or cut a hole in the bottom of the boat so you won't fall in. Geeks Tour, you're always thinking. Or you could just not risk death and take the boat to shore in like 1 minute and then tinkle. I don't know, Geeks Tour lives right by Lake Ontario. I think he's probably a pro. I'd take his advice. Oh, we're looking for the fisherman?
Hey.
Examine the fishing rack. Speak with the fisherman. We ride for the fisherman. Hello, fisherman. Don't worry, Zinger, I'll save you.
This is intolerable.
He wisely chose to beg for mercy.
What do you need? Will you let me
Rests
speak
of
my
the witch
piece?
jaws.
The White Hand is wicked.
Defeat warg riders. Collect fish from nets. That's all down here along the shore, isn't it? Yeah.
Probably.
Does Geek's Tour really have a big hat, or does it just look big because his hands and feet are small? You decide. Let's kill some warg riders. There we go. Huge hat. Like Apu's hat in The Simpsons with the camera in it. Ooh, the daily hunt. Alright, well, where do we find brutal warg riders?
They're in the mix. They're the signature ones. There's one in my tail, so it's coming.
Okay. There we go.
What do you need?
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan. The enemy must be punished for encroaching upon our lands.
I do not ask much of you.
Uh-oh, the boy.
Collect large cuts of moose meat. Okay, nobody can tell Gussie. It's not our fault. We've been told to do this. She needs to take it up with the development team. You'd think you could get more than one cut off of a whole moose.
Got 2 moose over here if you want.
Okay, I got hit on by a warg rider. I gotta put him down. Side by side even, nicely done.
They were illegally mating, so I had the population control.
It actually helps them in the long run. Oh, I don't have permission to use that.
I guess if we killed them too far apart, the body's probably owned to them.
Oh, good, another stupid warg rider. Need one more moose. Okay, I got it. Berry supplies. Not you, Apu on The Simpsons. Unless you also have a giant hat that you can hide a camera inside of. Apu was forced to reveal the secret practices of the Quickie Mart corporate interests. It was quite the damning expose, if I remember.
Unless it's Apu's privy. It could be Apu's loo.
Okay, back to the fisherman again.
Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
What is this world coming to?
Alright, back to Cinnabon.
Wow, it seems like it's really easy to cap out the, at least the first reputation out here.
Yeah, the quests have been giving more and more rep, and they've been pretty well concentrated, so... People of Wildermore is much easier than Survivors of Wildermore. That takes a little bit of grinding.
I'm just not used to factions that only go to Kindred. That's a nice...
Yep.
That's a nice...
Instead of dealing with Celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
So is she at the refugee camp now with the rest of them? I think she is.
Yep. She, we led her there.
I desperately need the Forge Master.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands. I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Sinberg's denial is strong, but she agrees to see the refugees safely to Forlaw. She's a relic master, but not a forge master? That doesn't make any sense.
There's one.
Forge master's the other dude, okay.
These lands were once so fair.
Hasten to Forlaw to tell the Reeve all that you know. Alright, we portin'.
Yep.
Here we go. I made a wrong turn somewhere. Might have been zoomed out a little too far. Okay, there we go.
Don't fall through the wall again.
It is a sad thing to watch your lands die. The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Talking to two people across the lane.
These are desperate
well,
times.
She disappeared after
you
talked to her. That's why I was like, what?
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
She's up by the stable.
All right. Eldolith says, I blame you guys for making me want to watch The Simpsons now. They just had so much amazing writing over the decades that show's been on the air.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
The Simpsons did it first.
I don't know why I was remembering an episode where Homer gets in a car accident. He's talking to the insurance company about it, and they're like, uh-huh, and where were you before the accident? I was at Moe's. Uh-huh, and exactly what kind of establishment is this Moe's that you were at? And his, his inner voice is like, don't tell him it's a bar, don't tell him it's a bar, don't tell him it's a bar. And so he very slowly goes, it's a pornography store. I was buying pornography.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us. The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Ah, so many funny lines. Take the North Road through the Witchshaws towards Beertor.
We're going on a beer tour?
Yeah. I still remember watching the first episode live at the end of the Tracy Ullman show. Yeah. I have a fondness for the movie Spider Pig, yeah. That's what was so funny about it was, I mean, the show had been on a dozen years. And they decided to do a full-length movie, and you're like, what can they possibly do? And the movie was great. Actually, it is 1:30 Eastern, Singer. I think it's probably about time to call it. I want to thank everybody for watching. I especially want to thank Zinger for putting up with me all night. Glad you guys were all here to hang out. I enjoyed playing. I hope you enjoyed hanging out and watching. Geeks Tour says, and then the Chuds came. Let me see. Andang is streaming. Epic Ogre is streaming. Former Lotro streamer, the Budafist, is streaming. I haven't talked to Budafist in a while. I can't host him, obviously, since he's not playing Lotro at the moment. Andang is. Let's host Andang. Yeah, Andang is a good bet. Everybody go over and say hi to Andang. If you are not already subscribed or following Andang LP, make sure you throw him a follow. He's a great guy. Very knowledgeable. And loves
Take
Lotro.
care, all.
Yep, have a good night. We'll see you soon.
But it's still very, very true, is simply